Yesterday I filmed a video saying how I'd ran out of the boxes for my storage system and had a massive pile of stuff out the front of the shop that was causing me a headache, and I couldn't get through my death pile because I had nowhere to put my stock. Well, I said in that video that I ordered some boxes and they should be here by the end of the week. They actually come already. So I only bring 5 with me because that's more than enough for today. I've left the rest at home because I'm going to cut them up at home. Yeah, so I've got 5 with me now, which is enough for today, which means we need to sort this bit of racking out ready for the boxes. So like I said, if you did watch that video, there's my death pile. We're slowly getting through it here. I listed quite a bit of it yesterday, and this middle section here is basically more death pile. I can't point to this pile. This bit here is death pile that needs sort of wipe cleaning or maybe a bit of lint rolling, that sort of thing. So we're going to smash through that today, and then we need to find new spaces for all the other bits on here. So down here is a big box. Let me spin the camera around. So down on this one is just a big box of my poly mailers. I get them delivered 1,000 at a time. Yeah, just a big box of poly mailers, so they can go anywhere really. Probably going to go in the kitchen, which is out through that way. Yeah, and then here is poly mailers where they're supposed to be anyway. They never are. And then here as well is more poly mailers, bigger ones in this box. Like I say, this is all how do you say, stuff that needs to be sorted, lint rolled, cleaned, whatever it needs to be. Same as down here. This pile here is very much the same. At the bottom one, you can't see it, but like underneath here is like bags, like IKEA bags and bag for lives. Nothing major, that can be cleared out whenever. But yes, very excited. Like I say, I bring 5 with me today. That is more than enough. I just thought I'd smash out enough for today so we can get all the stuff that's in the shop stored away, and we can actually start listing again, have a bit more space to breathe. My only worry is with this bit of racking here, this new bit, with the boxes, it kind of sticks out. So I can kind of show you here. So if I come to the side of the racking and show you, you can kind of see there that only like goes halfway, and then half the box sticks out, which means if I'm here, like it makes a really small gap. Let me spin the camera around again. So I've just kind of balanced one of the boxes. It is still flat packed, but you get the idea. It kind of halfway sticks out, only half the stuff gets on the racking. So I might have to move some stuff around, because obviously if that's there, I can't really get round into my like kitchen area. So if I come into the kitchen, you can't really tell on here, but like this makes it really narrow. If you imagine like basically a wall of them going down here, that's going to be a nightmare to like squeeze through. So I'm not sure what to do there. So yeah, this might have to move. I'm not sure what to do with it. So the other option was to put the racking here instead of this rail. However, you have the same issue because the boxes intrude into the changing room and you can see them. So if I grab a box and lean it up against there, you can see like, oh, it's falling down. But you can see there that that's touching the wall, and then it intrudes like a fair bit into the changing room, so like people can see that there's something behind there. It looks really scruffy. I hate it. So that won't work either. That kind of doesn't work. I can't really move my if I do point zoom, there we go, that's a bit better. If I move this to there, the photograph area to there, that will work with the rack in there. However, that's the lights, the shadows will be on the photo board, so that light up there, if I'll be stood sort of in the way and creating a shadow, so my board can't go there either, unless I go out and buy some proper decent lights, which I don't really want to do because that's money that can be spent elsewhere and I don't really need it. So yeah, I'm not sure. Give me some time to think on it. I'm going to build these boxes and I'll join you back when I've had a little bit of a think of where I'm going to put everything. Look at the mess in here, by the way. That's all stuff that's come in today that needs listing. That one needs listing. That one needs washing. So, and that one needs lint rolling, etc. That one needs clearing. So I'm going to join you back when these are built. Let's go. Right, boxes are made. This is what I meant by all the parcels. There's even more than there was in the other video. That's what I listed yesterday. So yeah, now the boxes are made, we need to come out the back and we need to get this sorted. So the plan is, I think what I'm going to do today, because I'm already a couple of days ahead on the listings, is I'm going to smash through this stuff. It's like I say, it's all stuff that needs to be sorted and prepped. So I'm going to prep that all. And then these boxes here, I think I'm going to move out to the shop underneath the desk. So I've got the counter like you just seen, and then I've got a shelf underneath. I don't know if I really need these, because I get through like a bag of these, and this, it must be 100, I'm not 100% sure. The bag of poly mailers I get through in like 2 days, so I don't really need to put them in there. It's kind of like an extra step that doesn't need to happen. So this might just be going in the bin or whatever, so I don't really need it. And then this might just go out underneath the counter on that shelf I'm talking about, and then it gets rid of a box that looks scruffy. So yeah, I might just have them loose. They're not going to do any harm out there. It would probably be more tidy to have them loose than in there is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to do that, prep all those, see what's in there, prep them if I can, and then that will clear out most of it. So I'm not going to bore you with this, obviously prepping this crap, but I'll see you back when I've prepped and cleared all of this and this down here. So some time has passed. We've lint rolled about half of the stuff on that shelf and the stuff that was on the floor beside it. I put the rest of the stuff in a bag like under the racking here. Hopefully you can see that just here, the other side of these boxes, just so I know where it is and it's out the way. Hopefully that doesn't mean out of sight, out of mind, and I forget about it for the next 6 months, but it's down there and I am going to pick away at it. The reason I stopped was because I was absolutely losing my mind. It was just so boring, like lint rolling and wiping dirt off. So I've had a break, and I built the boxes as well earlier, and we've come in here and I've just loaded 2 of the boxes up and put them on the shelves, and it's better than I thought. I thought this wasn't going to fit. I had a bit of a panic for a minute because I thought it was going to stick out too much and I wouldn't be able to get through to the kitchen, but from what I can see at the moment, it's not too bad. Let me flip the camera around and show you what it looks like. So with these clothes, this is my unlisted pile, my sort of, I don't want to call it a death pile because it's not a death pile, it's just a queue. So what I do is I get my board out, put that at a slant, stand where I'm standing now, and then I can pick up an item, photograph it, and then put it on the box, and then the box I take it out to the shop and list. So it's kind of like this sort of motion. So it goes pick it up, photos, place it there, go and list. So this kind of needs to stay there, which I don't know what I'm going to do with, because if this stays here, I'm not going to be able to fill this racking up. But anyway, that we'll get to that another time. Yeah, this is what it looks like at the moment, with the 2 boxes on. I've tidied it all away. Looks great. But yeah, they don't actually stick up too much. So if I come around to the side of the kitchen, I've shifted the racking out a little bit, and it doesn't stick out all too badly. And there's plenty of room for me to get through there, no problem. It's a little bit of a squeeze that you kind of have to go through a little bit sideways, but I'm fine with that. It's only ever me here really, so I'm fine with that. So the real reason I had sort of a bit of a panic on when I didn't realise this, let me try that again. The real reason I had a panic as to if this was going to fit, and the reason behind that was, I know I need more storage than this. So one of these rackings, I should have done the maths, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So this will 15 boxes on it in the end. Maybe 18 if I can move the shelves around and get another shelf on that racking, which I probably won't do because it might be a bit unstable with all that weight on it. So 15 on there. I've ordered 20 boxes. The last time I ordered 20 boxes to grow into was obviously with these lot, and that was on the 24th of October. So what's that, 6 months ago, is that right? 6 months ago, maybe 7 months ago. So if I grow at the same speed as I did the last 7 months as I am, say, the next following 7 months, if I do the same growth, I'm going to need another 20 boxes, and I'm going to need another bit of racking with 20 boxes on. Now, it doesn't take a genius to work out, we don't have much more space in here, so it's a bit of yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. I've had a few ideas. So one idea I did have to get just one in for the next time was put it here, and then put the photo board behind this racking, this end racking here, and then slide it out when I want to take my pictures, put it in the shop and try and take my pictures before the shop's opened, which will work well. It just to be a faff trying to drag the board out every day, and pictures are already enough of a pain in the arse, so you don't have to do that. So that will keep us going for a little while, and hopefully that will, you know, that's a ways down the road, so I don't think I have to panic too much. I've got that bit sorted. But yeah, it is exciting to think, you know, we've grown by 20 boxes worth of stock in 7 months, which is pretty crazy. we can do that again, like I say, we're going to need another shelf, we're going to need another order of boxes in. So pretty exciting. If you are wondering what sizes the boxes are and where I get them from, this isn't a sponsor, but I get mine from Kite Packaging. I'm sure there's loads of other companies, probably better companies that do better deals. The reason I use them is because they're the people I used first, so I just stick with them because I can just go on the website, look at my previous orders. It's just laziness. Look for different brands because you probably get a better deal. But the sizes, I'll pop it up on screen. I get that size and then I cut it down. I have to cut the tops off by quite a bit, by about 4 inches. So you could, again, you can probably get a better deal by just looking around and getting the actual sizes you need. But yeah, so let me spin this camera around. This is what I'll do. I'll show you the measurements that is actually used, and then you can type it into Google and try and find a box. That's the actual measurements if you do want to use this system, and that's 24 inches. So I think it's 10 by 10 by 24. They're quite expensive, the boxes. They're like £1.60 each, something like that. They actually do add up quite a bit. So yeah, but like I say, once you've got them, you've got them. You don't really need to replace them. But I do recommend the system, even if you're, say, a video game seller or a shoe seller. It all works. As long as it fits in a poly mailer, you'll be able to use this system. So yeah, anyway, great news. This place is growing. We're doing great. We're up to, like I say, 14 a day now at the minute, and I am looking to grow that onwards all the way up to, I want to hit 20 a day by the end of the year. I don't know if that's going to be possible. It's going to be tricky because of the space we're working in. I might have to like finagle something where I like store stuff in the kitchen. I don't really know. We'll make it work. I had an idea of like changing up the shop a little bit as well to give myself a bit more room, putting the change room in the shop as opposed to the as opposed to it being in the eBay room. So as you can see, it's sort of in the eBay room, sort of building that out into the shop instead to give us a little bit more room for a couple more racks. But like I say, that's like a year's down the road, so we don't have to worry about that today. But it's good to know where, like, it's good to plan ahead. But yeah, pretty happy with the way things are going. 14 a day at the minute. We're averaging, I think I worked it out to be about 12 a day selling at the moment. So we're still cash flowing, we're still being able to grow and pay ourselves, which is the goal. Always the goal to be able to pay yourself something. Less than minimum wage at the minute, which is fun. I could pay myself more, but I don't like to be, I don't want to not have any money to source. I don't know, I'm struggling with that, to be fair. Knowing how much to pay myself and when to pay myself and all that sort of stuff. I am going to take my books in from last year into the accountant soon-ish. So I'll go over my numbers from last year with you guys and see how much I theoretically could have paid myself, I guess I can work that out from that. But yeah, be interesting to see what a turnover was last year, because last year was our first sort of good year. I class it as our actual first year of knowing kind of what we were doing a little bit. So it'll be exciting. So that video will be coming out, I don't know, it'll be a little while actually, because I haven't even took my books in yet, but probably in a month or maybe 6 weeks, I'll bring that video to you guys. But yeah, if you made it to the end of this one, you're a legend. I really do appreciate it. I'm getting back into the videos. I'm going to start smashing them out. Really appreciate it, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.